The arena may change, the players may change, the stakes may change, but the outcome never does. When India and Pakistan face off, the result is certain. It is India that wins. And we saw that over the weekend. It was 2 days of heightened India-Pakistan tensions, first on the diplomatic stage at the United Nations General Assembly in New York, then on the sporting stage at the Asia Cup in the UAE. And both times, India secured the upper hand. We'll start with the diplomatic takedown. You may remember the Pakistan Prime Minister's address on Friday. It was as delusional as it gets. Shehbaz Sharif claimed victory over India. He called Pakistan a victim of terrorism. Hours later, India responded. Unlike Sharif, the Indian diplomat did not thump the table. She did not have to, because New Delhi relied on facts, on how Osama bin Laden was found in Pakistan, on how their military officers attended funerals for terrorists, and how their air bases were left smouldering.
This assembly witnessed absurd theatrics in the morning from the Prime Minister of Pakistan, who once again glorified terrorism that is so central to their foreign policy. However, no degree of drama and no level of lies, a country long steeped in the tradition of deploying and exporting terrorism, has no shame in advancing the most ludicrous narratives to that end. Let us recall that it sheltered Osama bin Laden for a decade, even while pretending to partner in the war against terrorism. The Prime Minister of Pakistan also advanced a bizarre account of the recent conflict with India. If destroyed runways and burnt-out hangars look like victory, as the Prime Minister claimed, Pakistan is welcome to enjoy it.
Less theatrics, more facts. That was India's strategy against Pakistan. But the takedown was not done yet, because on Saturday it was India's turn to address the General Assembly. Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar delivered India's address, and once again the difference was stark. Shehbaz Sharif dragged his bilateral grudges to the United Nations General Assembly. He named and complained against India, but Jaishankar did not. His speech focused more on India's worldview, on things like climate, energy, UN reforms. Basically, India spoke like a world power. Pakistan spoke like an obsessed, toxic neighbor. Even when Jaishankar spoke about terrorism, he did not name Pakistan, but he made sure that his message was clear, that terror would not be tolerated.
India has confronted this challenge since independence, having a neighbor that is an epicenter of global terrorism. For decades now, major international terrorist attacks are traced back to that one country. UN's designated lists of terrorists are replete with its nationals. When terror hubs operate on an industrial scale, when terrorists are publicly glorified, then such actions must be unequivocally condemned.
The contrast is there to see. On Friday, Sharif spoke about Kashmir. He talked about so-called Indian atrocities there. Maybe that's what Sharif calls elections and investments, atrocities. Meanwhile, look at the scenes in POK, that is Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, the portion of Kashmir that is illegally held by Pakistan. Look at the situation there. Tens of thousands have hit the streets in protest. They have shut down shops and roads. Do you know why? For the most basic of things. The people in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir cannot afford electricity or flour. They're seeking subsidies on both. Other complaints include resource theft. Basically, POK's resources are being drained to enrich Islamabad, yet Shehbaz Sharif has the audacity to complain about India. Like I said, totally delusional. But there's a saving grace. All this humiliation was happening at the UNGA, so chances are Pakistanis were not tuning in to watch. IMF or World Bank, different story, but UNGA, maybe not the same level of interest. However, the same cannot be said of what happened on Sunday. That's when the Asia Cup final happened. India took on Pakistan in Dubai. The men in blue had beaten Pakistan twice in this tournament, so the final was the third encounter, and this one was a lot closer. Pakistan batted first. They posted 146 runs on the board. In reply, India started off badly. We lost 3 wickets inside 4 overs, but then came a massive recovery. It was led by Tilak Verma, who scored 69 runs. If you saw the match, you know how tense it was. It's hard to beat that sort of drama. But minutes after the win, that's exactly what happened. You see, the Asia Cup is organised by the Asian Cricket Council. That's Asia's top cricketing body. And right now, it is led by a man called 𝐭𝐚𝐥𝐤. Does the name sound familiar? It should, because he is also Pakistan's Home Minister. So Team India refused to take the trophy from him, from the Pakistani minister. This led to some strange scenes in Dubai. When the confetti went off, India celebrated without a trophy. Some players posted pictures later on social media. Since they did not have the trophy, they used emojis instead. I know what you're wondering. Where did the trophy go? Well, 𝐭𝐚𝐥𝐤 stormed away with it. We're not making up any of this. The Pakistani minister took the trophy back to his hotel. The Indian board has now lodged a protest. They're asking the trophy to be returned. I guess there is petty, and then there is Pakistan. The fact is, we need to get that trophy ASAP. If not, Pakistan will start saying that they won the cup. But jokes aside, this weekend was very revealing. It confirmed 2 major truths. One, the gulf between India and Pakistan, whether in diplomacy or in cricket, we are not peers anymore. The emotion may give that impression, but the reality shows this. India is far, far ahead. And number 2, our strategies are different too. At the UNGA, Shehbaz Sharif resorted to theatrics. He thumped the table and spread falsehoods. But India remained poised and firm. At the Asia Cup, same story. Pakistani players mimicked falling jets and hurled abuses, but India, we registered our protest with poise. We informed in advance that we would not shake hands after the match. Frankly, Prime Minister Modi summed it up best. He posted this message after India's win yesterday. Operation Sindoor on the field. Outcome is the same. India wins.